So this is gonna be a first for me. This is the first friends and family Nike release that I managed to win on, a raffle hit, if you may. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sneaker Circle. It's your boy Danny, as always, on another review. Really excited about these. This is the first Nike SB I get in quite some time, especially a special box Nike SB. But before we get into the Nike SB, let me just show you exactly what the video is on about for today. We do have the Wasted Youth Nike SB. If you didn't see it by the box, I know it's kind of hard to see, but you never know. It is a magnificent shoe, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's it all about. So, all right, let's get into it. So here we do have the Nike SB box for the Wasted Youths. Normally the regular release pairs do come in the striped colorful box, but this being directly from Verdy's website, wastedyouth.nikesb, or I think that's the actual website I entered the raffle on. It's just a really nice box, you know? Like, this isn't to say that this one's like incredibly more expensive than the regular release pair. I think it's only $100 in the aftermarket, and I think in most cases it usually is. It's usually like the special release, especially if you look at like Travis Scott's or something really hyped along those lines. The price difference is crazy, but this being, I guess, a little more, a lot of people were picked for these, if I'm not mistaken, or the hype on these isn't just astronomical. I think on GOAT they're not even like separate releases. On StockX there is, so you can actually see the difference between the both. The sneaker in itself is completely the same, and it's definitely going to be a sneaker that's going to go for the toe. Let's get straight into that sneaker, by the way. So if you're unfamiliar with who Verdy is and Wasted Youth itself, it's just a brand he made, I think, for this collaboration. He's better known for his Girls Don't Cry collabs, or sometimes I see Boys Don't Cry, but he usually has like a character. He's done a pair of Valentine's Day Nike SBs that are just phenomenal, but almost impossible to get. That just, they bring on like one of those shoes that you're not even sure really released, and I don't know if they're really released. I gotta be honest with you. I just feel like I saw a picture of them one day and just resell out the wahoo. Now these, when I first saw them, I was intrigued. I definitely really wanted to go for them, because my favorite Nike SB model is actually the Minicom 2, and that's an all denim upper sneaker, and this being a denim sneaker, and me not having like the Levi's or any of the other Nike SBs I've already released, this was definitely on my hit list. Now these did release April 6th, and actually April 6th for his website, and I think the following Friday or Saturday on like the sneakers app or at your local skate boutiques with the regular box. The entire sneaker is comprised of basically just leather and denim. There are certain hits of like rubber right here that feel just like the sole. It's really smooth. I wasn't expecting it, but the leather is pretty nice. I gotta admit, the leather's pretty nice. The denim's good too. I would assume the denim on like the previous sneakers that have been releasing are a little bit better. So I really didn't mention it before, but I'll mention it now. Like I said, Verdy was inspired by both skate culture and punk culture when it came to this sneaker. So the patches you see right here, and like to me, this is what it reminds me of when you skate and you have like a dominant foot in the front, like let's say you're goofy versus regular, and like you're like this. If you do any real flip tricks, then the places you usually cause holes in are going to be the laces. Laces usually tear pretty easy, but you usually get holes right here. The sole lasts longer than the material does. When I used to skate, leather and denim shoes were my go-to. I tried to stay away from suede, and I really used to heavily skate Nike SB, because back then you can kind of get them like on discounts and stuff like that for the non like really hyped collaborations. Like the regular general release Nike SBs, super easy to get. Like before the Janowskis, I never liked skating Janowskis. Too thin, too narrow. Taking a quick look at the leather details again, that swoosh on the outside of the sneaker is completely removable. If I lift it up a little, you'll see some white stitching. So if you remove this, and it's only like held on by like tiny little stitches. Let me get a good look at that. If you remove that, you actually have the outline of a swoosh itself. And the idea is like sometimes when you skate Nike SBs, the swoosh would be something that comes off really good, especially if like you ollie a lot. It's something that just doesn't last, but it's cool. It's really cool. Then you have right here another patch on patch. So this is actually denim on denim. It's kind of hard to see, so let me get as close as possible. And I really like how he outlined it with that red. Really nice. And then you have these belt loops right here. Kind of really reminds me of like the punk. And something I wasn't really expecting. I thought it was just gonna be like an embroidery over the swoosh, but taking a good look at it, it's actually like a modified swoosh with a rose running through it. And it's really nice. It kind of feels like a waist that it's on the inside of the sneaker, but it's that position for like, if you know, you know. And if you take a quick look right there on the tongue, it is wasted SB and then youth SB. So instead of Nike SB on both tongues, you get wasted youth. That's great. I absolutely love this. And to further personify that punk feel on the insole, you do have "Don't Bother Me Anymore." Like, tell me what's more angsty than just that phrase right there. You also saw it, if I'm not mistaken, on the box, or you saw the one right here on the box. No, they're both "Don't Bother Me." I think if I take the entire insole out, it has the rest of the phrase. Let me take it out real quick. So here we have the insole. You do have the "Don't Bother Me Anymore," and then you have the part that's on the box itself. "No, thank you. I don't need your support." Like, if that's not angsty, I don't really know what is. Come on, guys. Like, that's punk culture right there, especially when he was inspired by these. Skate culture itself is pretty much like that as well. You get the air unit right here, the zoom unit on the insoles. This is actually one of the easiest way to tell for fakes, because they usually do this incredibly poorly. And even though you're using just a regular like air unit on the sole, which it should have an air unit if I'm not mistaken, like most dunks, Air Forces and Jordan 1s, stuff like that, you do get the support of the cushion on the heel, and it helps. And then you get an extra cushion on the insole, if you're not familiar with Nike SBs. This model is using the newer Nike SB model that has the stitching right here. Let me try to show you on this one, because that's where the lights are. So right there, you can kind of see like an outline. So right here, you can kind of see that it has the heel support on the newer Nike SB models. These are meant to be skated, and they're just a really great shoe. I gotta admit, these are definitely gonna be for the toe. You do have 2 extra laces that come with them. So you have this red lace right here, black lace. Anklets don't say anything special, so it's just Nike SB laces. And I guess the last detail I really wanted to show you is that wasted youth right there instead of Nike on the soles. Side by side, it's a really cool feature. I really like the sneaker. So that's gonna be a review. Hopefully you guys hit. I know this is coming a little bit late. If you didn't hit, then prices are actually getting kind of low for these, so scoop them up. These might be a sleeper if the dunk market continues to like bubble, but if not, if it pops, then these will go down. Definitely, these are still worth the toe if you're like into wearing these. I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. Peace. And hey, if you're new, like, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Bye.